guys, happy Friday! Laser noises!
Geeks of the Week!
Steph, looks like you're having fun in Japan. Hope you eat all of the candies. Luluco, the Cosbox thing sounds awesome. And as for not keeping up with S.H.I.E.L.D., I've said this multiple times, but it definitely got better towards the end of the first season. But after seeing Age of Ultron, I can tell you that even though S.H.I.E.L.D. did kind of build up some story that's vaguely related to Pietro and Wanda, you don't need to have been watching the series to understand Age of Ultron. Ultron explains stuff all on its own. S.H.I.E.L.D. just kind of gave you a more extended prep, but it's not necessary. And as far as trailers go, I'm definitely with Mario. If it's something I'm already super excited to see, I won't go out of my way to find the trailers. If it's on TV, though, I won't, like, run screaming away trying to avoid it. Mario, I love the super fan builds, and that Hulkbuster high chair was awesome. And I'm so glad you liked my Toriel costume. I was so happy with how it turned out, and I felt epic wearing it, and those are the kind of costumes that make, like, all the work that goes into it totally worth it. Alright, so before I get to my spoiler-free review of Age of Ultron and to some Wizard World stuff, I feel like there was a lot of nerd news announced this week, but the only thing my brain kind of really latched onto is that there's gonna be a new Dragon Ball anime. It's gonna have the original series creator back at the helm, and it seems like it's gonna ignore the existence of GT altogether, which is totally fine with me. Who else is excited? And my thoughts on Age of Ultron, although I'm going to remain spoiler-free, I would avoid looking in the comments if you haven't seen it yet, just in case. First off, I want to cover the little things that I didn't really care for before I go on to the excitement. There were several one-liners that I wish had been left out. They were kind of cliche moments that I think would have come across better if they were just done through a facial expression rather than outright saying the words. One's in a trailer, so I feel like I can talk about it. It was Thor saying, "Is that the best you can do?" And then Cap responding with, "You had to ask," when it was in fact not the best that Ultron could do. I really wish Cap had just expressed that thought with like an annoyed look or something, because the whole audience would have known what he was thinking, and I just think it would have felt more organic. It kind of just like felt lame to me. Beyond that tiny little nitpicky thing, there was like an entire subplot involving Natasha that I didn't really care for it. It was kind of weird to me. It felt a little forced. I can't really go into details without spoiling it, but it just felt like it came out of left field for me. I don't know. But other than that, I absolutely freaking loved the movie. The story was excellent, even got a little bit darker than the first Avengers. We really got to see everyone deal with some pretty intense inner and outer conflict. There was some excellent character development, especially for Clint and Natasha, who have kind of been skimmed over until now. James Spader was so great as Ultron. His voice with Ultron's actions were just so perfect together. Paul Bettany was great as the Vision. That's not a spoiler. He's been on posters. Pietro and Wanda were excellent additions, and the main team was great as usual. And as awesome as everyone was as a whole, I definitely think Clint really had his time to shine. Not only did we get to see who he is as a character, but he's probably had several of my favorite moments in the movie. So yeah, overall, loved it. Pretty sure I'm seeing it again tomorrow during Free Comic Book Day. How did everyone else feel? You're welcome to go into details in the comments. That's why I said that warning at the beginning, and I'll put a warning in my description so no one inadvertently gets spoiled by venturing into the dark recesses. What? Where am I going with this? Let me know your thoughts! And before I go, I want to talk briefly about Wizard World Vegas. It wasn't amazing, but I did have a good time. Had awesome cosplay fun with friends. Toriel went over really well, which was awesome. There weren't really any great places to take photos, so that kind of sucked. The whole layout of the merch booths versus the artist alley booths was really weird, and I know all of my artist friends had a really rough time making sales. Although two of them were awesome and gave me cool Toriel things. This is probably blurry, but this adorable little button is from My Name is A on Tumblr. And this awesome Toriel drawing is from Hacked Motion Sensors, also on Tumblr, and I'll put links to both of them below if anyone wants to see any of their other stuff. And I don't know if any of you saw my sad post on my page, but Tom Felton canceled at the last minute, and he was the guest I was most excited to see, and he was the only one I was willing to dish out money for a photo op with. But James Marsters was there, so with the money that I saved from not getting the photo with Tom, I decided to get my photo with him from Comic-Con 2010 signed. He was super nice, and he loved talking, and it was the day I was dressed as Toriel, so he started asking about my bow and my arrows and like started playing with some of them, and it was just probably overall like 1000% better experience than I would have had being rushed through a photo op, so it probably kind of worked out better in the end. Overall, it wasn't the greatest con as cons go, which kind of sucks because it's like the biggest one to come to Vegas, and everyone had like pretty high hopes for it. The location was kind of gross looking, parking cost money, which it usually doesn't here, but as with any con, cosplay and friends made the whole experience fun. I've been slowly plopping photos up from the weekend onto my cosplay page if you want to see any of those, and I think that's it. Tomorrow is free comic book day, so I hope everyone has an awesome weekend, stay geeky, and we will see you next week. I definitely words, why can't I word today? I definitely, oh my god, words. I can't say the word definitely. Why can't I say definitely? Let's get the shine off. Shine, no, wait, what?